Today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Generations Transformers Legacy Voyager Class Prime Universe Bulkhead.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Look at this. Here is the artwork of the Army van. That's what they call them, or military van. As you can see, there's no plastic there. That's the ongoing thing. Here's this artwork right here, which looks good. I like it. This is some Cybertronian. I don't know what that says. And here's the stuff on the back. If you're watching this on TV or something that's not your phone, you can scan that with your camera app and go to the website to see his stats and bio. Alright, here is Prime Universe Bulkhead. If you don't know what that means, a little over 10 years ago, Hasbro had a show called Transformers Prime, where one of the characters was named Bulkhead, and he looked like this right here. This is a recreation of that character in today's modern style they have going on. They didn't want to give him the more Michael Bay universe look mixed with Transformers animated that they gave them originally, because that's where this character originated from, that show Transformers Animated. So that was already a redo of his look, and now we have this. Speaking of his look, a lot of people have the problem with his proportions, and I'm not gonna lie, they do take a lot of getting used to, because his waistline is this big, but his chest is big and bulky. It looks like a robot that exploded out of a bus. But he is a robot and not a person, so these proportions can make total sense. And in person it does look better. I'm going to try to get it at a camera angle that I liked. Right now you see I have this right here on his arm, but it can be moved to fit right here over his shoulder right there. Now they wanted it to be on his other shoulder, but this peg, for whatever reason, doesn't want to stay in there. So yeah, he's got to be a left shoulder guy. Looking at him on my desk at work, this is the angle that I like seeing him from. He looks totally natural when you're seeing him sort of at this kind of angle, but it's not too bad. Now I talked about this accessory. Here's what it looks like up close. It's an Energon Gatling Gun, and it does have gunmetal paint on there, so it's not completely just clear transparent plastic. And as you saw, I had it on his arm. It can fit on the hand, and it can fit in the shoulder. He does have this mace right here, which does have 5mm ports. So anything that can fit into a 5mm port, you can do that with. So it can use the War for Cybertron trilogy blast effects if you want them to make this like a gun hand or something like that. It can rotate because he does have wrist rotation, and you take it off of the hand. How do you do that? Here's the hinge, like this. Now on this hand, it's sculpted in such a way where that's over at an angle. It goes on top. But if you want it on the left hand, you need to put it in the hand through the bottom. So I just wanted to confirm that you can put this on both hands if you want. And back here we have basically the top of his, or the cover of his van. You can pop that off, and now things are looking like this back here, which honestly, admittedly, looks kind of incomplete. Don't really like that too much, and I don't like this sticking out right here. Now the wheels are a cool look behind the back right there, but just this looks very incomplete when you look at it from that angle. But anyway, you can take this peg right here. If you rotate it this way, you're less likely to have a problem. But there is this peg right here as well. I believe they want you to do it like this. Have it like that. They have an image of him and the instructions, And even in that image, they have these letters on there to show you what side that should be on if you popped it off by accident. But you can hold that right there, so that is cool. I like having options for things. Let's get into the articulation. The head is on a ball joint. He can mostly look down more than he can look up. You can kind of make him look up, but it will usually, up until now, it was going down by itself. But of course it rotates and you don't really get too much side to side. The arm does this. The joints are mostly tight all over as well. You can do that. You can kind of break this off the transformation joint to get a tiny bit of butterfly, but it's not supposed to do that. You got this swivel here. You have more than 90 right there. I showed the wrist rotation. The waist can swivel right here, mid crotch. You can break the transformation and give him some back ab crunch right there. I have been doing poses like that with that, like that. But you can kick forward that much, kick back that much without the backpack on. Go all the way out to the side. You get thigh rotation. And there is some hollowness right there. You get the little more than 90 degree right there. And the foot comes in like this. Unfortunately, there's nothing sculpted to make it look like the foot is attached to the body. And the ankle does go forward and does come back. Plus, this is separate from the front, so you have all that going on. Honestly, I like the posability, but the proportions of the body sometimes don't make certain poses look good because the whole upper torso is covering everything. So all you see is chest. Like in certain positions or angles, you won't even be able to see that his legs are actually bent. But he can get into most your average typical poses, and that's cool. Size comparisons with other various heighted action figures that you may own. To show you this, I was able to port the effects in there. Now these two ports where it actually is at the hinge, they have molding in there that actually makes it a little bit too difficult. Transformation. I took the accessories off, except his backpack. What you want to do first is move this back to get that detached, move that back to get that detached, and now we can lift his body up like this, which will allow you to swing the arms down. And this right here, you can bring the head in, and after you bring the head in, there's a filler panel right here that can go back there. So yeah, cool. Now we can bring these together at the shoulder, make the pegs overlap, bend the elbows, and shove the arms up into there like that basically. And unfortunately my finger pushed this while I was doing that. All right, now back here we can push this down and open these wheels up right here. Right here we need to lift up this black filler piece, bring that forward right here. And now here's some, well, let me put this down like this. But this is some Transformers Masterpiece style stuff that they would do. You have hidden vehicle mode aesthetics that can come out. Shut that, open this up, bring this out, rotate it. Now it feels cheaper than what will be on a Masterpiece, but you get the picture. Now we can bend the knees, and this peg right here needs to go into the side of the leg. Do that on both sides, and we can actually shove the legs together. You can bend the crotch and the butt. Well, bend this forward, and everything needs to come up like this. And there's one more peg on these little gas cans or whatever they are that goes into this area right there. You need to force that forward until they go into the peg holes. And at this point, we can take the gun, which does have that port right here that goes all the way through. We can peg that here, which will also keep the legs together tighter. And the same thing goes with this. Take one of the peg holes right here that actually fits the 5mm port and do that. So the flat side is up against the gun. Now we can fold this down, fold that down, and these little pegs go into there. And you can bring the feet up like that. And now he is a fully self-contained, with everything that came with him, military van. There you are right here. So you can see this up close. This is what you're working with. Now if you look really hard, you can see, I can actually see in there way better with my eyes than what I'm seeing on camera. It might actually be brighter when I watch this later on YouTube. But all of this, by the way, is painted, every single thing, because the whole thing is transparent plastic. So these headlights are painted. This black down here on the bumper is painted. All of this, anything that's not transparent blue is painted besides this plastic piece. And you have this. This can actually open up like a little ramp. And if you want to, you can detach this completely. And here's what you would be working with. I don't know if you would want to be working with that, but that's what you would be working with. Here he is next to Skids, who's a deluxe class. There you are with that. And shh, don't tell nobody. Spoiler alert. Here he is next to Laser Optimus Prime. Laser Optimus Prime is longer, but they do appear to be in some semblance of scale. So that's cool. Let's bring the camera down. Yeah, they are in some semblance of scale. So I like that. I appreciate it. Now, I don't know if they're going to introduce minicons in this line Legacy. I would be shocked if they did, but these are definitely like minicon ports. But you can actually go ahead and put the weapons there if you wanted to. So there he is. So you can have weapons on the vehicle if you want. And there's even a peg hole on the top. So yeah, there you are. Now maybe I feel like being nice, but I have like no problem with this vehicle mode. I like it. I like it. I mean, now if anything, you could complain about the feet look kind of incomplete, but who's to say what this vehicle is supposed to look like? That's just the hitch back there. It comes together solidly, and I like it. It's cool. It rolls. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention, these tires. They're clip-on tires, but the way they made them, they don't look cheap like they like to do. Like, you see these front tires on Skids? No, because the rear tire looks like that. Yeah, all these tires look cohesive, and you can't really tell that they're clip-on. I like that. But anyhow, this is the point in the video where I do the reverse transformation, because people sometimes need help. Lift that up right there, and now we can go ahead and unpeg this from the body. This came off. I'm gonna just put that on later. But we can stretch all this up. You can go ahead and take the feet and do that. If you're lucky, the joint will be tight and it will stay like that. But we can detach this from the side of the thigh, straighten the legs up separate them and go ahead and open this, bring this up, reverse it, shove that into the cavity, and do that. Open that up, bring this up, reverse it, shove it into the cavity, do that. Now we can go ahead and bring that back, move this filler down here. We can shut these tires and lift that up into that orientation and basically have that hanging right there. Now here we can bring that back, bring the arms out like this, go ahead and separate, and remember that clip-on wheel situation I was talking about? It came out in my hand. But anyway, we need to raise this up. Go ahead and push this filler piece back in. Push the head back up. Start bringing this down, and it won't right itself until you get this into that groove. So lift that up until the arm is in the groove. Lift this up until the arm is in the groove, and now we can bring this blue part in front of this and clip the arms into the side of the body. And you don't have to, but to complete the look, you can go ahead and take this peg and peg that onto this black piece. So now, there you are. He is back into his robot mode. We can port this back into the side of his shoulder. And we go ahead and port this into whichever hand you like him to have. Be that, but I don't know if I showed his face up close. But here's the face. Nice blue eyes. I like it. Head completely filled in. Cool. Anyway, I like the figure. Is it the best version of Bulkhead? I don't know, but does he fit in with all the other current day Studio Series 86 and War for Cybertron Trilogy and Legacy figures? Yes, he does. And he's a good figure. I barely have any complaints. I don't feel robbed or gypped. It's a good figure. I found this at Target, but I will be putting a link to where you can find him on Amazon. So if you want him and don't feel like hunting and searching, and he's actually available when you click that link in the description, then do that. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action.
That one's me. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos.